Hey, what's up, YouTube and fellow YouTubers? What's up? Hi. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a deck that I talked about less than a week ago. I'm going to talk about Machinas. Machinas are a crazy deck, um, and I want to go with like a deck list with y'all. It's kind of original and it's a little out there, but just bear with me. I'm going to be taking this to regionals. Well, I'm going to take it to locals, regionals, and eventually probably YCS Atlanta if it does good at locals and regionals, and see how good it does there. Um, it just runs a bunch of different strategies that are different from Machina's, so my opponent can't just be automatically like, oh, I play this one card and I win, because there are a lot of cards out there that can stop Machina's, like System Down, Acid Rain can, Kinetic Fortress. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get on with the deck list, and I'll explain why in a couple minutes. Okay, I have 41 monsters in this deck. I mean, not 41 cards in 41 cards in this deck. Yeah, 41 monsters for Machina. Woohoo! No, I have 41 cards in this deck. Straight. Anyway, 3 Cyber Dragons. For obvious reasons, because it's Cyber Dragon. It's amazing. 3 Gear Frames to search out my fortress. 3 Fortress, kind of the heart of this deck. 3 Jinzos. I love these cards. Especially in a trap-heavy format, I love Jinzo, because I can just be summon Cyber Dragon, sacrifice for Jinzo. Or the next card I'm about to show you, I can ditch and get Fortress, and I'll also get Jinzo. 3 Jinzo returners. I can be summon Gear Frame, pitch Jinzo and Jinzo returner for Fortress, get Jinzo back, get Jinzo, or get Fortress, or I can use Future Fusion and ditch them and get Jinzo. It's a really good card. Then I have 3 Cyber Valleys. I like these cards for draw power, and also it saves my butt when my opponent has a big field and could possibly set me up for an OTK. Then I have 2 Chaos Sorcerer. I like these because if I pitch my Cyber Valley to the grave for a Fortress, or if I pitch it to the grave by Future Fusion, I can just summon this guy and be like, clear your field before my Fortresses come out. And then I have 1 Dark Garment because I run Dark Monsters in here, and I have really good grave control in this deck. And it's just like a, ooh, yay, I get him out card. It's a plus. That's all it is. Then for spell cards, of course, Overload Fusion. It's crazy. It gets out Chimera Tech. It's a ridiculously good card. Future Fusion. Broken as crap in this deck. I love this card. Basically, ditch Jinzos, Jinzo Returners, Fortresses, Cyber Dragons, any other machines I don't need. And then I have game. Summon the Jinzos, summon back the Fortress, and game. Lure of Darkness, once again I have a lot of dark monsters, so this card gives me more speed to the deck. Foolish Burial, this is good for ditching like a Jinzo or a Jinzo Returner or a Fortress or something that I need to ditch. Limiter Removal, this basically provides the OTK for the deck. You can be summon Gear Frame, get Fortress, pitch Fortress, limiter, game. If they don't have a field. It's just crazy. Giant Trunade, also another OTK material card. This card just allows me to get a lot of field presence without worrying about my opponent's back rows. Dark Hole, just a staple. MSTs, good for back row control. I like this, especially since people run warnings now. I can just target a card, and if it's warning, hey, good, and one less thing for me to worry about. Cold Wave, like X Sabers, this deck has a win condition with Cold Wave. You can play Cold Wave and then play Gear Frame, and then summon Fortress and do like an OTK thing with it. Monster Reborn, just a staple. 2 Book of Moons. You'll see why I run Book of Moons in this deck later. I like Book of Moons just because the Jinzo, the ruling, I believe, on Jinzo is if he's summoned by Jinzo Returner and you book a Moon him, he's not destroyed at the end phase. That's kind of cool. I like it because it stops my opponent's monsters that are stronger, and then Fortress can just run it over. I just like Book of Moon. A lot of people have been saying it's like the new Solemn, and truthfully, I believe that because there's so many cards whose effects negate stuff, and while they're face up on the field, they do this, this, and this. And when you put them face down, they're powerless. I like this card a lot. I run two. Two Pot of Avarice. I like this card because, once again, Grave Control for Dark Armed. Grave Control, if I overextend with Future Fusion and say my opponent stops it, then I can just Avarice it back and get a +2 or a +1 off of it. And that would be really good. Two Gold Sarcos, just to make the deck faster, and just to get those crucial cards like Future Fusion and Limited Removal to my hand. And then I have 3 trap cards in the deck total, and those cards are Royal Decrees. This card I think is really good, especially for this deck, because this deck doesn't need traps. It doesn't need traps. That's the reason I'm running the Jinzos, because it doesn't need traps at all. And with Royal Decrees, it just kind of emphasizes on my opponent's ability to not be able to use traps and not be able to negate my summons with Solemn Warning or Solemn Judgment or bottomless my monsters and stuff like that. It's just a really good card. And then I should have 4, but I have 3 extra deck. I have 2 Chimeratech Overdragons and a Cyber Twin Dragon, and my last card would be Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, which I do have in my binder. I was just too lazy to pull it out. Also, I haven't really come up with a side deck for the deck yet. I said this in my last video about Machinas, and I'm going to say it in this one. There's so many different ways I could go with my side deck, and I really need to playtest the deck first to see what its strengths and weaknesses are, and how to decide. I'm probably going to end up siding like Solemn and Mirror Force and Torrent and a bunch of staples, and then along with other cards like maybe another book, maybe Effect Veilers. I don't know. So yeah, leave your comments and rate this video, subscribe. I will be having a new trade binder out soon. It's just been a really busy week for me and a really hard week for me, but overall, I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos, be covering a lot more material, and hopefully I will see you at a locals, regionals, or YCS. Subscribe. Peace.